Please welcome Eli. Please welcome Ryan.
Hello. Hello. Hi.
Hello, boys. How we doing?
We're good. Yeah. It's the morning.
But you slept on a bus.
Yeah.
But the show was good last night.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I would imagine that this time out. Well, let me back up for a second. I learned during the break before we even went on. DC's the first place you guys played ever in the States?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes.
How is that? If I swear to God, if you call me sir one more time, I swear to God, Eli. But I mean, just totally by happenstance. And so we looked it up. You were opening for Blossoms, right? And you played the Rock and Roll Hotel.
Yes, it.
And what year was that? Did we figure out what year?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Right. And had you ever been to DC before?
No.
Had you been to the States before?
Yes, I had. I had never.
You had never?
No, it was my first time. Two of the guys in the band had never been, so it was like our first time. It was like experiencing it again.
Was it like, for example, I've never been to Dublin, right? I was going to open for a band and the tour fell apart. Yeah. But was it like, so first time you get off a plane and you were here, did you love it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was intoxicating in the best way.
Right.
Yeah.
But so you go back, so that's the Rock and Roll Hotel in 2019, not that long ago. The trajectory for you guys has been pretty nice.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We've been very, very blessed with, I think we just don't say no to anything. I think that's
But I mean,
we're doing right.
Within reason.
But if you throw stuff in there, like, it's not like the world shut down for a couple of years also. So if you even shorten that little time span up to go from opening at the Rock and Roll Hotel, and I know that a couple of times that you guys have come through, you've done the 9:30 Club, and then you'll be at the Anthem tonight. The run over a pretty short amount of time has been pretty nice.
Yeah, I know. We can't believe it either.
Trying to make sense of it still. Yeah.
So but does it feel like it's going fast?
No, because we started playing when we were 13 together, and that was such a long period of time. I think of the band in different stages. I can remember before all management and we were touring and everything when we were just kids. That was kind of supporting people. And then we put out the album, and then everything after that feels like another blur. So it feels like we've been doing this for way longer than I've been on this earth.
Right.
Yeah.
But so when you're 13 and you guys are just deciding that you're going to put a band together, was it just to have, I mean this in a nice way, was it just to have a stupid band, or was it we're going to do something and we're going to turn this into something?
The dream was to keep it as stupid for as long as possible.
We've succeeded.
No. But at 13, at 13, are you going we're going to be the biggest band in the world, or at 13, or is it just
I think weirdly in the back of your head, you always hope, but then but you're always just you never know how it's going to happen, so you're just kind of playing music for.
We also just like the same music, and at our age, not a lot of kids were listening to Nirvana or Pixies,
right?
So just gravitated towards each other in that way. And then when we were 16, Josh, our guitar player, joined, and so that's. Oh, Jesus Christ, nearly 10 years ago.
And did it ever, like you said, Josh joined a couple years later. Was everybody at the same school? St. Andrews comes up all the time.
Yeah, it does, but Josh wasn't in that school.
Wow, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
It's not hard to figure that one out.
Well, no, it's true.
Thank you, though.
You're dead right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even
No,
in
he
that
wasn't.
school.
He gets really annoyed when people say he's from that school.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Is that not a good school?
No, it's
well,
good,
no, it is,
school.
but he went to New Park.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where the rich kids went?
No, we
No, St. Andrews, where the rich kids went.
That's why he gets pissed.
So then, at what point though, does it go from we're just a bunch of stupid kids who are 13 to so we're really going to try to do something here?
I think when we left, we call it secondary school. You guys call it high school.
High school, right?
So when we left that, we kind of said we'd give it a crack for a year, and everybody was like, "That's insane, but we'll support you." And
everybody being family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Friends were kind of just cool, do your thing.
Yeah.
I would imagine friends were totally into
Yeah,
it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
I bet friends were jealous. No, I'm being serious.
say-
No, but if it's like your family's going to support you to go out and be in a band versus go to school right away, who wouldn't take the life of a band? I mean, I don't know how good or bad it is,
No,
but
it's
still.
great.
I think we're also just not too good at most other things, so we were kind of left with no choice. But no, we all finished high school and got college courses, just deferred them for a year, and luckily that year paid off, and we're still here.
And so what's the moment though that you were all able to go home and go, not going to go? Like we took a year, we took our gap year or whatever it's called there.
Probably when we got managers,
Yeah.
maybe, and then we thought, okay, maybe we could actually do this. I don't know. There's been a couple of
It was
those
pretty,
over the year,
and then the record deal happened not long after that.
Yeah.
So it was that summer of 2019, I'd say.
yeah.
Is Dublin hard to get? I don't want to say noticed in, but do you have to leave Dublin? Like when you talk about getting managers and working on a record, do you have to get out of Ireland?
I think maybe like in the last 10 years, probably. I think we were fairly lucky. We got this opening support for a band called The Academic, like early on when we didn't have any managers or anything. And that was in London. We met a few people there, so that was like a great thing. But I think now with like there's so many great bands coming out of Ireland, like there's apparently people going over looking for like bands now and artists. Like,
So is
searching.
back then, was it like there needed to be one big person for everybody else to get noticed?
Yeah, like I'd say you'd want like a kind of label rep to like come over and like, but they wouldn't really do that, would they?
No.
Yeah.
No, we went scouting everybody. They weren't scouting us.
When it was time to write the record, not this one, the first one.
First one.
So when you guys figured that out, hard or easy? Harder than you thought, or easier than?
Well, yeah, difficult circumstances because the pandemic had just happened, and so we kind of were left. There was no chance of any gigs happening, so just left to write. And we were very lucky that we were able to travel for work,
right?
To go and record that in London, and did that over the course of a few months. But
we had most of our songs from that album already because we've been playing them for years
since you were 13.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So it was like our friends all knew the songs. Like some of the fans that, like if there were any at the time, were like they knew the songs and stuff. So it was kind of just like piecing it together and getting like a cohesive thing together. But it was, a strange environment to do it in. Yeah.
Because I feel like, at least in reading, I feel like you guys have done a really good job in terms of being smart or just stupid smart, where it's been a cross between going out and doing your own thing, like doing your own shows. But you've also, and I don't know how it works out, I don't know how it gets put out together, but you've also done a good job of when you go out in support of somebody else. And I'm not talking about like the Rock and Roll Hotel show, which is great. It got you over to the States. That's awesome. Yeah. But I feel like you guys have also been really smart or good enough to be selected to go out with some bands that are definitely going to put eyes on you.
Right, yeah. Well, that's I think now the pathway for bands is like you get a support, and then, if it's right with the right audience, it can just like, we love like having new bands on as well. There's a band that supported us in the UK. They're really good. They're called Permanent Joy.
Right.
But like I think we had to cancel our last Manchester gig a couple of weeks ago because I was really sick, and we cancelled the show last minute. Felt terrible, but they put up a story being like, "Hey, we're gonna play like a gig in Manchester tonight. Sold out in like 2 seconds."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
so they had like a great, you know what I mean? So like, there's that kind of energy going on. I think. Yeah.
Because like if you look back, Kings of Leon, Pearl Jam, Harry Styles, like. That's a decent group to get eyes in front of you.
It's range. That's for sure.
Where do you, and the answer may be for all of them, but like for range, where do you, because nobody knows what to label you as, which I think is great. Yeah. I think that's awesome.
I'm into that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. But where is Pearl Jam, Kings of Leon, Harry Styles? Where's the comfort spot?
Yeah, I don't know. Like honestly, we never have these types of conversations.
No.
It's always in interviews, and we're like, we should think about that. But also, I think one of the beautiful things about making music for us is like the kind of freedom of it, and we've always just kind of let the songs do their thing, and we just kind of like stand in the background.
Right.
You know? We don't like. There's not a set of effects pedals that we use strictly, or like we don't wear like we don't have rules on what kind of clothes we wear. There's no like genre defining.
Right. And
aspect to it.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I do. I think that's great. I wonder from the business side of it, are there, like you mentioned, are there managers, are there record labels, and
They
the rest of
definitely
it?
like us to be a bit more reined in so they can market it a bit more effectively.
And then, but so I mentioned going out with Styles, the guy that you did this record with, the producer of this
Kid
record.
Harpoon,
Yeah. Everybody makes a big deal. Like, I don't live in that world, but everybody makes a big deal about, what's it, Kid Harpoon, right?
Yep.
Everybody makes a big deal about him and what he does when it's time to make a record.
Right, yeah.
And the first two you did with somebody else, is that like when it's switch time? Like, I'm assuming the other guy was pissed.
Do you know what? It's just, we have like the most beautiful relationship with him because he's on the management as well. He was the first guy to kind of like, he took us into a studio and like kind of showed us like how it like goes and stuff, and we recorded like the first tracks with him, and it became this kind of like almost, he's like our uncle or something.
Right.
So then I think when it came to like the third album, he was like, I think you guys should try something different. Like, I think it's time for, because he's in the management, I think he had that perspective on it.
So you didn't have to call him and go, hey, this sucks to be you.
No,
I think he was welcome to it.
I think it's a very necessary thing as well for artists to switch up who the producer is going to be. I think so. Because, you hear certain records that have been done with the same artist for like 7 or 8, 9 albums or something, and eventually it's kind of just like, you need to learn different things from different people and take what you've learned in the past.
We kind of see it as like going to college, because none of us went to college.
Right.
It's like we learned all we had to learn from.
Now it's time for us to get a job.
Yeah.
We've graduated.
Wait, so if you've been doing this since 13, neither of you have ever had a job.
No.
Well, I mean, obviously you have a job.
No, this is the one.
But this is it.
Yeah.
You've never made a sandwich in a restaurant?
No.
No, made a sandwich at home.
It's quite different.
It's well different.
It is quite different.
But I'm quite picky. So,
You get food poisoning from the sandwiches I'd make. Yeah.
So if this thing falls apart, you guys are screwed.
We're screwed.
You have no redeeming ability to do anything else.
Thank you.
Well, he might be screwed. I'll be fine.
I'd be screwed, yeah.
All right, so let's get back to the tour. So you're out on the road. Mm-hmm. You'll go through, I think it's a couple more weeks that the that the tour goes. Mm-hmm. Is coming to the US, is it hard?
It's amazing. Honestly, I'm not lying. Like, it's the best fun on tour. It's not really hard. It's like the drives are long, but we're at a place now where we've got a bus. We're not in a van. It's like,
right.
I could imagine doing those drives in a van, like some of the support bands do. It's like, you get like a permanent neck like this by the end.
So like when you came through the last time and we're doing 9:30, were you in a bus then?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's great.
That's why you got that fancy thing that you have over there for your voice. Yeah, that's nice. What is that thing?
It's a Dr. Nelson's improved inhaler. And I don't even know. Gary can tell me where we got it. He's the tour manager, but
what is
carried it for years.
But I've never seen something like that. That's awesome.
It's just for my voice. It's just like a steam, like just like you can get these things in the pharmacy that like you put hot water in, and
it's just all steam.
Yeah, it's
the other thing. And listen, you do you, but if you go around the corner, they don't have them in Dublin, but there's a place called 7-Eleven. Marlboro. It'll clear your throat up immediately.
Well, that's why I need this thing. To be honest with you.
So anyway, the U.S. run will end. Then I know you're going and doing a bunch of stuff. How significant when you get home to play St. Anne's Park?
Yeah.
How significant a show will that be?
God, like,
biggest thing we've ever done.
Is
honestly.
It really?
Yeah. This is our biggest show that we've ever announced. So, there's nerves, but there's also a sense of like, bring it on. Let's come on.
Biggest show in turn. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's worse when like, at least in America, we can pretend to be all cool and stuff, and because we don't know many of the people here, but in Dublin, everybody, like your brother's in the crowd giving you the finger. You know what I mean? So you can't really like
Why are you singing like that? You never sing like that. Yeah.
What's that accent about?
When you say when you say biggest show, not crowd wise, you've played in front of crowds bigger than that.
The biggest show that we've
but for
ever done
your
for
show
ourselves.
for yourself. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Now, when you were younger, did you go see a bunch of shows at St. Anne's Park?
No, I've actually never been.
You've never been?
I've never
It's
been.
the north side. We're from the south side of Dublin, and it's on the north side.
Wait, so I have to. It's the north side. Is Josh from the north side, and you guys?
No,
are from
he's
the
not.
South?
No, he's from the south side.
Oh, okay. That's the poor side.
No one's.
Yeah, I didn't say that. But
But
yeah.
have you,
So
have
it's-
you been there before?
Well, yeah. My mum is from there, so it's like it's in Raheny,
Right.
Which is like it's a beautiful park. It's just like a park, you know.
Right.
You and they've thrown gigs on it now. I don't think they've done it.
It hasn't been going
In the
very
past.
long. You know, it hasn't been gigs happening there for too long. It's like I think it's relatively new. And you know, Pope just played there, and Noel Gallagher just played there. So you know, I have high expectations that it will hopefully be a good show.
But nervous in a good way.
Yeah,
That
sure.
will be like. Is that where everybody this is where everybody's coming out to see their buddies who made it?
I hope. Well, hope so.
Will it be more nerve wracking than the Workman's Club back in the day?
Actually, that's
No.
a good point. Yeah, Workman's is like tough because you can see if people are getting bored. Like you can see their eyeballs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Move, or if they like yawn.
Yeah.
At least in St. Anne's, if you squint your eyes, you can kind of, you know.
But I
figure that out.
remember I read something about you guys going back and playing, and I don't know St. Anne's from Workman's Club. You could send me to one. I think it's the other.
Done your research.
But I read somewhere where like that the show at the Workman's Club when you guys were much younger was like the first time you showed up somewhere, and it wasn't. Yeah, you have friends there and
Yeah.
stuff, and they're flipping you off and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people are singing your songs,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like they're singing our music.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Goosebumps.
It was very cool.
That's
Crazy.
That's
It's a silly
great.
song as well. They're all singing it.
Because I know like when this ends, like then you'll go off. I know you're doing a couple of Lollapaloozas and some festivals and stuff like that. Fun or no? Like,
Yeah.
would you
Oh,
rather
yeah.
be out doing your own thing, or is that a
pretty
fun
great.
ride?
They're very different. You know, it's a very different thing. It's nice at festivals to like run into people who you've met down through the years and shoot it with them a little bit. And also it's just a nice challenge to try and see if you can win some more people over, I suppose.
Right.
Especially if it's sunny out.
Is it competitive amongst the bands?
I don't really think so. I
Yes.
mean, we're not.
I don't get the sense that would matter to
Britpop's
you.
over, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's I think it's more I don't think it's like competitive in a sense of like I want to get one over you. I think it's just like we're all just trying to survive.
Right, just trying to go out, do your thing, and
Yeah.
perform as best that you can.
Yeah.
Like you said, get more eyes on you. And
I think we're competitive with ourselves. Whoever's on before you at a festival, you're just watching them just going, okay, got to step up my game for this one.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right, let's do this. Give me a quick break. Inhaler is in concert tonight at the Anthem. Take a quick break. It's Elliot in the morning.
Elliot in the morning.
All right, let's play something, and then we'll get into some more stuff. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're
we'll
set.
see how it goes. I'm going to do Your House, I think. Is this all right with the setup? Would it just work like this? Okay.
Right around 6 or something, there I was, barefoot in the street. I thought I'd float to your door, and I've been there before. But I ain't so old now. I'm going nowhere you won't find me. love, what it's worth on the street. I said, oh love, there ain't a sharp enough knife to cut me out of your life. I'm going to your house tonight. There's gold in the sky, the city we tried, shining east of your face. You thought you aim at her gaze, though there was nothing to say, and the rain so long, I'm going nowhere, you won't find me. Maybe I sold love, what it's worth on the street. I said, oh love, there ain't a sharp enough knife to cut me out of your life. I'm going to your house tonight, leaving everything to you. So save me the trouble. As you're sliding into view, save me the trouble. Oh love, I'm going nowhere, you won't find me. Baby, I sold love, what it's worth on the street. I said, oh love, there ain't a sharp enough knife to cut me out of your life. I'm going to your house tonight. Going to your house tonight.
Inhaler is with us, Eli and Ryan. By the way, the video for that song, dude, that video's awesome.
Oh, I cracked my rib on that video. So.
Did you really? I was going to say two things. Number one, you look like crap in the video. Yeah. But what is that? What is that contraption that they have you in?
They built like a hamster wheel or something, which was done in like a week. I don't know how they did it, but it was just like a big briefcase on stilts or something. Yeah.
Right, and so they and like I also watched the behind the scenes thing for the video, and you're right, like they're moving it from side to side. You are flying all over the place. Did you really break a rib?
Yep, I cracked it. I wouldn't say break, but yeah, actually cracked the rib. Because then I remember we were on tour at the time. This was in October, and I remember singing and just feeling like something's not right. Like I can't get the full breath. And yeah, went to the doctor and he just literally touched the spot. First thing he did, and he was like, "Yeah, you're screwed."
And then ribs, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I just had to get on with it.
Yeah, then you're done. The other thing in that video, whose blue car is that?
Not ours.
Oh, dude, that car is badass.
Yeah,
it's old, but that car is awesome.
Yeah, the guy who owned it was on set, and he was not happy at the way our keyboard player was driving the car. Oh. He was like watching very closely. Yeah. And then the girl was throwing the suitcase quite close to it, and he was freaking out.
I want to say, doesn't she hit it at one point?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she throws the case on
You can
the
only do
car
that once.
Yeah, I think left a minor dent in it, but
the budget.
It was dedication to the part.
So the record is a month old. I'm assuming you guys are very happy with it.
Yes.
I'm assuming I know the critic response to it has been good. Has now that we're doing shows and playing it live, is the audience response to it been what you were hoping it would be?
That and more.
Yeah, like the second album, I feel like it was harder to convince our fans that it was like the new way. But this feels like we're changing the encore for the first time ever. We've always ended with Honest Face, which is the biggest song, and this time we're like ending on new stuff. So and like it's going down well. It doesn't feel like we have to convince people. So.
Right. Does everybody still live at home? Does everybody still lives at their own house?
Yeah, we all still live in Dublin.
But like at your parents' house. Yeah. Seriously.
I'm not doing too bad.
Yeah, well, listen, we travel so much. There's no point right now.
You know what? That's a good way to look at it. That's good.
It's like you don't want to pay rent for somewhere that we're just.
Yeah, you're not going to be
for 2
anyway.
months of the
You
year.
know what? You're the smart one. Good for you.
That is a first. Yeah,
and it'll be the last.
And the last. Yeah.
No, but I was reading about the writing of the record, and we talked. You had a different producer, and when you went in to record it, and everything was different. Was the writing for this one different, knowing that the trajectory is kind of keeps going up and up and up?
I think there's definitely a bit of pressure. Yeah. More so with the second one because we had more time to pause. I think the second was like we were just still going, so it felt like 1.5 in a way. But like, this time we went home, didn't we? A lot of time at home to think about
we had like 10 months off of doing any gigs from November 2023 to August of last year. And so that was kind of a blessing because we hadn't had that chunk of time ever before.
I was going to say, does that feel like a lifetime to have 10 months off?
Yeah,
it did at the time. For sure. But it was all worth it because, it was just the four of us again, like we were teenagers. Whereas I think we've kind of said that the first two albums in a way sort of feel like the same album because we never stopped touring for about like 2.5, 3 years or something. And in that time, the second album was done. So this kind of feels like the first real departure and return that we've ever had, I think, as a band.
Has the relationship amongst all four of you changed since you were 13?
Yeah, it's gotten worse.
It's actually stayed quite the same in weird ways. We definitely fight less than we did when we were that age.
Fight less in terms of none of you have been in a fist fight with each other.
Not fist, but
we've gotten close.
Yeah.
Have we really?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
shoving?
Not me.
Not me and him.
No. No, we really like each other, actually.
We never.
But nobody has swung at the other one.
No.
Not between you two, but any of you.
No. That would be.
I just feel like
insane.
it's hard to come back from that. You know what I mean? I think everybody knows, like, once something like that happens, you can't like be friends.
Put it this way:
like.
some of us have a lot of buttons, and some of us have a lot of fingers.
Are you more button or finger?
I'm both, man. I'm very annoying and very irritable as well.
He's button.
He's button. He's button. Are you finger?
I'd say I definitely have a lot. I'd say I'm both as well.
Yeah, we're both.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
that's why we're a match made in heaven.
There you go. There you go. So, it's no different than I don't want to say everybody else, but everybody gets along. It hasn't changed. Yes. Everybody's good. Yeah. But I mean, you still push each other's buttons and piss each other off and annoy each other from time to time.
Now, honestly, is the best that it ever has been.
That's true.
I think, honestly, because I think, especially with last year having all that time off, I think we regained a lot more stability in our own individual lives, and we weren't, sometimes you can maybe feel like you don't have any freedom as an individual when you tour as much as we do.
Right.
And I think when we regained that sense of freedom and we were just riding together and just enjoying spending time with each other again, it's just like, I think that seeped its way into the music we were making. And that's why we love this album so much.
Do you still write are you still like up in the middle of the night writing all the time?
Yep. Yeah.
But you've been like that since you were an itty bitty little kid, like just up all night.
Well, yeah, I have, actually. How did you know that? Yeah.
Because you probably said it.
No, my mum used to find me, like, at the TV at, like, 4 in the morning when I was, like, 7, just watching, like, info commercials. It's the most bizarre. She's like, what is wrong with this child? Yeah.
But now, so, same thing. When you're up writing, you're up till... what I had read is that you'd start writing in the middle of the night, and you would figure, you know what, I probably need to take a break when two things would happen. The sun would come up, and your dad would come marching downstairs and be like, uh-oh.
Yeah, well, once he was up, I I go to bed. Yeah.
Time to head up.
Yeah.
Time to head up.
Yeah.
The other thing I like that, going back, Ryan, real quick to what you were saying, is I feel like with you guys, there is this internal push where it is like, whether it's switching a producer and doing something different. You kind of mentioned it a little bit when it was festival time, is this push where everything we do has to be better so nobody thinks we're skating.
Right. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I think we're just we've always said that we're like not afraid to be or feel ambitious, and I think, you know, we are constantly just trying to push ourselves, because we've said recently that if we were to all end tomorrow, we wouldn't be satisfied. You know, we've had some of the most insane things happen to us and experiences lived, but if this was it, you know, it feels like
so much more to do.
There's so much more to do. Yeah.
What couple things sit at the top of that list right now? Not in terms of the ambition of what you've done.
Your list is probably different to mine, isn't it?
Maybe. I don't know.
What's on your list? It's like Madison Square Garden. Like.
Well, that would be pretty cool. Yeah. I think a very proud moment for all of us, I think, was a gig that we did in Dublin just over a year ago or so. It was in the Three Arena in Dublin.
Right.
And that was where I went to see my first show. And then when we did it on our own, I was kind of like, you know, pretty moved and blown away by that experience. But I think we've done loads of things. Getting the chance to put out our first album, you know, you never thought at 13 you'd actually do it.
Right.
You know, gotten the chance to meet some of our heroes, and, you know, just lots of things.
You still haven't met Dave Grohl, though?
I haven't met Dave Grohl yet.
How have you not met Dave Grohl? You like how I just throw that around? He's from here. So in my head, I'm like, how have you not met Dave Grohl?
It's funny.
Jesus Christ, he's all over the place.
I know. I have a theory, though, that he's really, really busy. A lot of the time, I'm doing lots of things, and funnily, like, we're quite busy as well.
Right.
So,
do you think Dave Grohl's doing an interview right now where he's like, I haven't met the Inhaler Kid?
Definitely not.
I'm sure Dave Grohl's
can be sure of one thing.
I'm sure Dave Grohl's fast asleep. We're grafting.
So wait, so yours is but ambitious wise, Eli's, yours would be to play the Garden?
Yeah, that'd be great. I think I think just keep on trying to make the album that's going to satisfy you. It'll probably never happen, but, like, you know, you want to get, I think every time we get a little bit closer to like being, like, you know, exactly what you envision it to be. I think, yeah, it's that constant thing of just chasing yourself.
Of just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Can I pay you a compliment for a second?
If you want.
When I go back to you talking about how it's just push. I feel like people that know, they know who your dad is, right? And for people that don't know, your dad's Bono.
Yes.
Is when you talked, and this goes back years, where you talked about, I don't want to be the guy in the band who thinks everything was handed to me because I have a dad who's in the same business and has done okay for himself.
Yeah,
he's done okay. Yeah. But the one thing that I like, and I love this, is that it is, you almost have to work harder so that they don't go, oh, you know what? These 4 kids caught a break because his dad. You have to be able to go out and go, no. Whatever. He does his thing. But I have to be able to stand on my own. We have to be able to stand on our own and not just be, okay, that's why.
Yeah.
And I applaud that. I think that's really special.
You know, like, people will always think it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Really, but, like, I think for us, like, knowing ourselves, that we haven't, like, just, like, breezed through things, because we really haven't, like, if I'm being honest, like, we put in a really, like, a long graph for a lot of years. And I think just for our own kind of self-worth, it's like knowing that we just actually can stand on our 2 feet and be a good band.
Right. No, because
that's important.
And then, like you said, yes, you know what? People may think that. But you know what? If you ever wanted to play the Garden, God knows there was plenty of opportunity to go open and play the Garden.
Right,
but he's not going to hand that to you.
No. I mean, he couldn't. Like, he can't convince many people to buy tickets, can you? That's the thing. Like, if they might come once, but if they don't like it, you know, you can't, like, nepo them to come back or something. I don't know.
If that argument had any weight to it, we'd probably be a lot bigger than we actually are. But the only thing that actually is important is you know, you have to have good songs and you have to be able to play your instrument. If you don't have those, people aren't going to come and see you. Right.
And that's what I think makes the trajectory that much more special, is that you guys are, you're fighting and we're doing it.
But the other thing for us was like, we weren't going to like, I think it was really important to like not be like, oh, but we're our own interesting people. Like, don't ask us about that. Because I think we all knew, like growing up in Dublin, like, I think people like to like keep you humble and like, you know where you came from, sort of thing. So it's like,
give you a slap.
Yeah, we never wanted to like pretend like it wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to ask a question about it, like fire away. It's like that's what I would be asking if I was the interviewer. You know?
Right.
So that was never like. I think there is definitely like an air of people are like, oh, maybe he's like sensitive to talk about it, but.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'll be honest. I feel that way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
no, you totally
must,
do, but because you want to be respectful.
Yeah,
like this isn't. It's not them being in here or anything.
Of course.
I mean, listen. I'll be honest with you. I like Inhaler more than I like you too.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not lying to you.
Right. Yeah, I know. You tell. Yeah.
Yes.
He's made up. Yeah.
I'm made up.
Yeah. So you'll finish this run. You'll go back. You'll do the you do some of the festivals.
Yeah.
Then you have the big show in Dublin, which I hope is awesome.
Thanks.
I hope it is just a wave of people going crazy and going nuts.
I hope so too.
And then what happens beyond that? Do you guys even know yet?
And there's
lots of festivals.
Yeah,
we're doing Glastonbury. I think that's announced.
Yeah.
So. That'll be we get to stay the weekend at Glastonbury. We've never been able to do. It's crazy.
I think our schedule is like taking us up to kind of like the end of July-ish or something, and and now there's discussions happening about what happens after that. So I think we'll be going this year somewhat up until mid to late November or something.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank
I
you.
wish you guys had a day off in D.C.
I know.
Yeah, we'd go get an Airbnb. We'd send Eli out to go get weed.
Yeah,
we'd be good.
And
I'm experiencing that now, so I know a guy. He's probably out of a job now.
That may be one of the dumbest things you've ever done.
I think so. They won't let me forget about it every time we're back.
Can we tell that story real quick?
If you want to, yeah.
First night in D.C., right? We mentioned the first place you guys play is in D.C. in the States. You guys...
I'm not going to get arrested for this.
No, are you kidding? The first night in D.C.
Can't prove it. So.
They get an Airbnb, and some guy is walking by, and he's a comedian, or
he says
he's a comedian.
Traveling comedian, and he was like, "Can I tell you a few jokes? And if you like them, you can throw some money my way." We said, "Oh, that sounds great, but we're from Ireland. We just got here. We've no cash." And he was like, "Oh, okay, all right, that's cool. Do you want to buy some weed?" We said, "Yes, of course.
Get us to
the cash
machine."
And then the guys, like me and Louis, went with this guy and his friend, who was this lovely woman. I can't remember her name. She was an interesting character. And the rest of the guys went back into the house. And
I love that. Rest of the band right back in.
Yeah.
Eli, see you later.
It's our first time in America. Stranger.
What could
comes
go
up
wrong?
on the street.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
His name was Son, if I remember correctly.
Son.
Shout out to him if he's listening. Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Much easier to get weed now.
Yeah.
So much easier to get weed now. Honestly, at the Anthem, just open the back door. You'll be good to go. You'll be totally fine. You can get it in the Anthem if you want.
It's funny, like you can
I love
smell
this
it at the
advice.
gigs. Like we don't have that in like Europe at all. Like you'd be playing a song. And
You
just
have
go
weed
bang
in
it.
Europe.
Oh, we have weed, but not openly.
I was smelling some last night in New York.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
I'm sure it wasn't
New
allowed,
York,
but-
Philly. Oh, it is.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I say that.
Within reason.
Really, we're gonna crack down. So wait. So if you go, I've never been to Dublin. If I go to the Queen Anne show, I'll be the only one lighting up in the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm certain you won't be.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not
But
right
it's-
in the middle.
But it's just not like you don't walk down the street and smell it
Absolutely not.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, in certain parts, but like, yeah, you wouldn't like. Let's just say you can't walk in and just buy it. You know,
No. It's an ordeal.
You have to meet a guy. It's that kind
But
of.
we
thing.
don't know anything about that.
there. No, not at all. You just know where a lot of ATMs and traveling comedians are. You're good to go. All right, what are we playing next?
We're playing Little Things. I was going to do that one, if that's all right. It's the voice is a bit rough from the show last night, so I'm going to try this one. It's a little easier on the voice. See how it goes. Sorry, one sec. This is live. You and I, the world's end, playing for houses in our heads. And if you stay like you appear, I won't disappear into what I fear. Little things, those little things. Nothing's gonna change the way I feel about little things, those little things. Nothing's gonna change the way I feel about. I'll take my shot, babe, I ain't gonna miss confirming that my ignorance is my bliss. Ain't gonna waste it, can be what I'm not. Let you reach for the stars when they're all you got. Little things, little things. Nothing's gonna change the way I feel about little things, those little things. Nothing's gonna change the way I feel about. Shut you out. You'll be sleeping with the neighbors for a while. Yeah, I will shut you out. Little things, little things. Nothing's gonna change the way I feel about little things, those little things. Nothing's gonna change the way I feel about.
Inhaler is at the Anthem tonight. Open Wide is out and available now. Eli, Ryan, thank you guys so much for coming in.